Are you a writer who's tired of working a ton of hours, feeling burned out, and doing way more 60-hour weeks than you really want to? Do you feel like your clients are being seduced by AI, or you're losing clients to AI, or you feel like there's just no success possible? Well, I want you to kind of change a few things to get to a place where you understand there's lots of great clients out there. There's lots of wonderful work, and it is available for writers just like you. We're going to go through a few things that I think are helpful. I'm Mandy Ellis, and I built a six-figure freelance writing business, and now I help other writers build five-figure months and dream businesses without the burnout, overwhelm, and stress. We're just going to get into it. Number one here, when we're looking at our clients, I want you to kind of understand that a lot of these clients that are focusing on AI, or if you feel like are leaving you for AI, those are just content mill clients turned into AI enthusiasts. That's what I want you to remember. It's not that these clients were ever meant for you. They were never your client to begin with. So this first thing, that's why it's number one, we're not worried about being replaced because those were never your clients. Just like when I started, right? I had clients who asked me, well, your rate is $30 an hour. Will you work for 50% off, right? Will you work for $15 an hour? And I was like, sure, sounds good. And then I had other clients that were like, hey, will you write this 1,500 word article that takes a lot of research and time for $25? And I was like, sounds good, let's do it. This is what happens is you start losing those clients who think they can generate stuff on their own, or they're not really paying attention to quality writing. So you end up working a lot more because you're working for low pay. You are ending up getting in with these clients who are not dream clients. They're just churning out content. So when you're looking at this stuff, we're really staying stuck because we're on the idea that clients exist on a platform, or they exist in this container, or we just have to show up and they'll find us. And that's not it. And I think the best way to kind of explain this is one of my Wealth Lab students, my freelance writer Wealth Lab student, Marie. So Marie was working 60-hour weeks. She was working for pennies. She didn't have any vacations. She was churning out content mill client content, which would now be AI content. She was really giving away a lot of discounts. And this was something her and I talked about for quite some time, not doing discounts to get people to buy things, or not doing more one-offs. And now, since she did the Wealth Lab, since she put those strategies, that proven roadmap, that blueprint in place, she now works 30 to 35 hours a week. She works with high paying clients for the long term. She has implemented repeatable systems so that she gets her time back. She's not overwhelmed. She's not overworking. And she also was able to move to a brand new luxury apartment and go on trips. These were dream trips for her to Greece, Mexico, and Canada. This is the power of putting those systems in place, is to understand that when you have these systems, when you have processes, and when you have an understanding of the types of clients that are paying great for quality content, all of these little things build a business ecosystem that actually works for you. So instead of getting stuck or feeling broke or feeling like everything's, the poop soup, we're getting into stuff that actually makes our business earn more in less time, which I know can sound very like, I've heard that before. I've heard earn more in less time, but I want you to actually understand that this transition is understanding the struggle, is understanding the client struggle and how all the pieces of your business go together. And this is something that I'm teaching in my free seasoned veteran cheat sheet. So if you go to mandyellis.com/cheat sheet, you will see how to filter out these clients with the right call questions, the right questions to answer on your LinkedIn and your website, how to onboard your clients, how much marketing should you do. It really gives you a whole bunch of step-by-step pieces to make sure you're getting away from these clients that are ditching or going through AI, or they're trying to do quantity over quality. This is really important for you to understand how to speak to and connect with those high-end clients. So if you go to mandyellis.com/cheat sheet, you can grab that totally free. So this is number two. When you're thinking about like your rates, right? You feel like you're not good enough to charge more, or you feel like you're struggling with these lower end clients, or you don't understand what results clients want. That's the issue. We're looking to build certain things like your LinkedIn and your website and your LOIs, your letters of introduction to business clients, and your pitches to magazines, so that you're attracting those right clients. But in order to do that, you not only have to believe that you're at their level, right? We have to believe that you deserve those clients and that you can charge more. And we're not in competition with everybody. We're just focusing on our own lane. We have to get to this place where we are speaking the right language. This is really important. When you meet your high end clients where they're at, that's where all the magic unicorn stuff happens. It doesn't like you don't just show up and get high paying clients. A lot of times, this is what I see with my freelance writer wealth lab students. They're down here and they want these clients. And through the process of the wealth lab, they finally understand how to talk to them. They understand how to reach out to them. They understand what to say and when, or how to follow up, or when to follow up. They understand how to put things in place so they can get more of those LOIs and pitches sent out without working a ton more hours. They understand what kinds of green lights to look for in their ideal clients, their specific ideal clients for their business. Because what I really think is important is there's not just one ideal client. There is the ideal clients for your business. And this is something that I teach in depth, how to actually identify your diamond clients for your business. So we're moving through these kind of things. We're getting away from content mills, but we're also putting things in place to actually identify. And I call this your new pair of glasses so that you can identify what your clients are. How much money do they make? What types of content are they posting? Where do they hang out? And where can you connect with them? What do you need to do, to move the process forward? Or how do you onboard them once you get a contract? And like, how does the contract process work? So a lot of the times we're going through pieces that are putting you in place from like, hey, what are we putting together on LinkedIn? What are we putting on our website to get rid of any kind of leads from content mills or AI focused clients or stuff like that that is just focused on quantity and not quality? How are we speaking the language of those high end clients? So when they come across our LinkedIn, our website, our pitch, or our LOI, they're like, yes, this writer gets it. And then also putting a strategy in place, whether that is our cold email, our LOI and pitch strategy, whether that is our strategy to keep our LinkedIn website updated, our strategy to onboard clients, or our strategy to get our work done more efficiently. Now, I'm not saying get your work done faster because I'm a slow writer, but I want you to understand there are plenty of efficiencies that writers miss out on by being disorganized, or they've been working for these content mill clients, or they've been stuck at this certain plateau and they end up really forgetting certain key elements that actually help them do work efficiently. They're just like all over the place. So I want you to understand that this shift, right? I've had this question come up, and I think this is a good place to go over that question. Someone asked me, am I seeing LOIs change to reference AI? Is there something like that I have seen come up where people are referencing AI in their LOIs, their letters of introduction? And my answer is no. But what I would do is put a policy on your site. So this is something I think is really important. When we're dealing with these clients, especially when you're coming from like 60-hour weeks and you're working at content mills, or for AI enthusiast clients that are just doing mass content, you need to be able to have them self-select out. So if you have a policy on your website about here's how I use or don't use AI, this is how I'm moving forward, it will make it very easy for red light clients or red flag clients to not reach out to you because you already have this policy that they're like, oh, okay, well, she's not, we're not in the same space. So I think that's really important. And two, I think your LOI is just to open the door. That's why I call them drive through. It's like, hi, do you need help? I'm qualified. Here's some, links to my website and LinkedIn. Bye. Like, we want to drive through just to grab attention and get some kind of response. We're not there to like explain 900 things and make sure that like every little thing is covered. We want to make sure we don't make any assumptions either about whether our clients like or don't like AI or how they use it or anything. I think it's better to keep it out, and then you use that conversation if you want to use AI or talk to them about their AI in the client call if that's something you want. Let's talk about number 3 here. So number 3, what I want you to think about is putting a step-by-step roadmap in place. So moving away from content mill clients or clients that you're afraid are dropping you for AI, or maybe you've already had clients drop you for AI. This is really about getting a roadmap in place to move away. It's not just like A or B. It's really several steps to move you away. So it's not that we're just doing this thing and this thing. We're really changing our business landscape. You are really, I always talk to my freelance writer wealth lab students about this being your terrarium, putting your terrarium in place. So it is a living, breathing organism that you are using to create more stability, more sustainability, and then more profits, right? That's what we're kind of doing. So we have to kind of do that. And that's something I teach in the Wealth Lab are my proven strategies. And they're not just mine, they're client and student tested too. But this is something where you need to understand that this system is freeing up your time to do other stuff, but this system is also teaching you how to run a business that you can scale without wanting to tear your hair out or wanting to like give up on writing, or something that you understand, wow, there's actually lots of clients out there that I can work with. There are lots of opportunities for my specific ideal diamond clients for the types of work I want to do. And I'm able to balance fun projects, cool, interesting things with like little what I call icing projects, whether that's like fun niches or it's magazines or something. We're building this ever living terrarium where you get to function as a writer and do all the cool things you want to do. It's not just that you're like, okay, I'm moving away from these clients and I just need green light clients. It's really understanding the shifts that need to take place so that your high value content is being loved and beloved, I guess, by your high quality clients. You guys are singing the same song, you're on the same level. So we're not waiting around. We're not waiting around for someone to fall in our lap. We're not waiting around. We are actively doing a couple different things, right? We're fixing our LinkedIn website. We are actively sending out our LOIs and pitches, but we're not we're not sitting around and waiting for someone to just fix it or for a new client to kind of drop in our lap. So what I want you to think about here is that you may have tried some other strategies, right? There may be some things that you did, but this is something where like I think my students, and I didn't really realize this until they started telling me that they were like, this is more like you're in the trenches, right? This is something in the trenches. It's tried and tested. I'm constantly messing with it. So there's these different strategies, but these are ones that I have done for years in my business. I've taught to many, many students, hundreds of students, and they work for them. They are things that we are constantly kind of, is this working in this market? Is this working for this client? Should we adapt it this way? Should we change this thing? What about that? It is constantly influenced by the updated market. It's not something that I just let sit there. I actually just did an update recently on the course material based on all of this student feedback. I totally revamped it, totally changed a bunch of things, updated all the templates. And I think for me, being a working freelancer, someone who's still working in my business, still working with clients, I think that's something that really influences this course. It's not something where I'm just showing up and like telling you information. I'm like deeply involved in my students' businesses. And I also didn't realize until they kind of told me that like it really is like a group coaching program. Like this moving into the Wealth Lab or the things that I'm teaching you in Freelance Writer Wealth Lab are bolstered and supported by the group coaching atmosphere. Like I am reviewing stuff. I'm looking at your assets. I'm looking at your LOI templates or your pitches or does your LinkedIn and website look and how can we fix things and is this working for this niche and can we kind of adjust this or I'm looking at tiny tweaks in your business or I'm looking at big shifts you can make. So we both do the big picture, but we get really granular. And this was something that I think too was really influencing Marie. Marie was kind of spinning her wheels. She was kind of all over the place. She didn't really understand like the marketing concepts. She was kind of afraid to spend money on the course because she was like, hey, I'm already like at bottom barrel prices. I'm like kind of, in the shitty ass apartment. Like, ugh. But this thing really was like the next step. This was something that she felt like it was the next step into the business, not just the business, but the life she was trying to create with writing. So it wasn't something where she just jumped in. It's a detailed course. So it's really robust and there's a bunch of different steps that you can put in place. But over time, when we're kind of working together, and putting all the nitty gritty in place, I feel like just understanding the shifts in the landscape or getting like not just getting away, but really moving consistently every single day towards your dream clients or towards your diamond clients, really understand how to make those steps every day and make them manageable and digestible. That's the key. It's not like this overnight thing where it just happens. And I always think about what Kevin Hart said, where he said like, man, if I was an overnight success, that was the longest night of my life. So I always think about that. But it's really this thing that's true is like, there's little pieces that we have to build them brick by brick. So this is something where I'm teaching the framework. I'm putting things in place to make sure you understand like how to basically position your business for higher end clients, how to talk to them, not just on calls, what to ask, how to filter them out, but really the messaging, the things, the copy that you're putting on your LinkedIn and your website, but also like the things that attract them, like the things that about you specifically as a writer, the things you are good at, not just generically, you specifically are good at, to get the right clients to connect on that tuning fork level. So we're putting things together where we're kind of understanding these AI enthusiast clients and the content mill clients are like over here and you want to get over here. And we're building this very strong foundation for this little terrarium to keep living, right? We want to kind of like starve out the other clients. But we're putting this terrarium together that keeps flourishing, right? It keeps growing. It's something that we're feeding it, right? We're feeding it, we're nurturing it, we're putting this strong framework. So it's not like one little thing happens and your whole business goes down. And I know I've been hearing some horror stories about people who were working for content mill or AI enthusiast clients where they just shut off everything. You have to understand how to actually run a business. You have to understand, if this thing happens, where do I find more clients? How do I get this thing more done? Where can I throw spaghetti at the wall? What are my other options? I'm not getting the response rate that I want or from my LOIs and pitches, or I've noticed this thing. This is something that I think is really important about Freelance Writer Wealth Lab. We're going over all those shifts. So when I ask you, like, what is your business telling you, you're able to go pinpoint multiple different things and start making those scientific kind of tweaks to change how, like, from the actual what the market is telling you to change your business, right? To change the trajectory. So when we're moving over, when we're kind of putting these things together, I just want you to remember that it's not about working more. It's not about trying to like work harder, because almost all the writers I know, and especially my students, my Freelance Writer Wealth Lab students, they are hard workers. They are diligent. They are paying attention to what needs to be done. They have experience, or they're newbies who are totally driven as freelance writers. They are really putting in the work. And it's really not that you are trying to grind away. It's understanding putting the right marbles in the right buckets every single day. And it's about overhauling a couple elements in your business that make the biggest difference to high paying clients. If you can understand those things, you're going to get away. You're going to get away from all this stuff. And you won't be like me, where you were stuck on the platforms working for 50% off all the time, or, having your identity stolen, or any of the other things that have happened to me when I was on the platforms, or treating my freelance writing business like a full-time business and applying to things on job boards, all that stuff. So I want you to kind of understand this little, like these little framework pieces that go together. In the next video, we're going to talk about one of my other students, and we're going to go over little things about how are we actually getting unique insight? Like, how are we actually looking at our clients' minds? Like, what are they thinking? How do we actually talk to them? Where is this top paid? Like, what's the top paid work? How do we put those together? So that's going to be our next video. I hope this has been helpful. And if you feel like you want to learn more, I have a free masterclass that is coming up. So that is going to be released soon. But if you want to be the first to hear about it, make sure you grab my free seasoned veteran cheat sheet. It's mandyellis.com/cheat sheet, and you can grab it. That will help you get a bunch of things to move you towards better clients, to filter them out, to onboard them. In the meantime, before my free masterclass shows up, I hope this has been helpful, and I will see you on the next one.